Hey everyone! So today I want to give you a little tour of my desk. If you've been following me along on Instagram, you would have seen like the progress of me showing off me building this desk and stuff like that, and I know a lot of you have asked to see a desk tour. I was waiting to do like a full crafty space tour, but it's like I have to paint my walls and my gallery wall, put my gallery wall up and all sorts of things, so I thought I would just give you a little peek at just my desk. So this is the overview of my desk. I built it from an Ikea tabletop, 2 Ikea legs, and literally what's supporting it is this Kallax unit. So I'm going to go over what's on top before I go into what's in the Kallax unit below. So this is my chair. Let me show you that first, I guess. It is just a mint green chair. And so I'm going to move that aside and give you an overview of what's on top. So on top of my desk, I have this unit, also from Ikea. I cannot pronounce the name of this. It's like, it's something. I will try to leave the link down below to it. It comes in white and pink, and I got the white one. So it just sits on top of my desk, sort of like a hutch. And I have it so that it's like tiered, so I have 3 spaces. On the top here, I have a spice rack from World Market, and that holds these jars that I got from Hobby Lobby, and each jar is just filled with little embellishments. So I have some buttons, I have some resin flowers, more buttons, some bows, I have a glue stick and my tape runners, and then I have sequins on the bottom and some glitter and tassels. In front of that I have some candles, and so I like to light a few candles, so I have a few of them there. I have this frame, and in it is a print from the Fairy Tale Club. And it's actually a planner divider from one of the kits. This is from the Take Note kit, and it's of Marie from the Aristocats, and I love it. It's so cute, and so I put it in this white frame. And then sitting next to it, I have 2 projects. One of them is my Book of Me, and the other one, the pink one, is my Disneyland book that hopefully I'm going to be filling up soon. So on this second tier, I have matching cups. I have these blue ones from the Target Dollar Spot, and one holds glue sticks and pencils and a big pair of scissors, and the other one just holds a random sort of pens. I have the white ones from Ikea, and one also holds glue sticks, pencils, and scissors, and the other one holds more pens. And then I have these little, they're actually bowls. So if we take them out, let me zoom in. They're bowls, and this one holds chipboard pieces. So when I get, like, these are from, well, that's a bad example. These are from the thickers, you know, when you get them in like a 6x12 sheet, but they're chipboard. I kind of cut them up and put them in here because I like digging through bowls for like materials. So this is all chipboard, and then this one is all puffy stickers. So I do the same thing. I kind of cut apart the puffy stickers and I put them in this bowl, and I just love rummaging through these 2 bowls. And then this was actually the other candle, and once I used the candle, I kept the little jar, and I have some paper clips in there. And so the bottom tier is actually just my desk, and I have 2 bowls and they're the same. Also, I would like to say that I got all of my bowls from Home Goods. So I go into like the kitchen section and literally they're just like soup bowls and stuff. And yeah, so these little ones, they're, let's see if you can see it, they're pink. They're like sort of like a watercolor drawn pink, and then they have this gold foil flecks. And I found a couple of them. I bought 2, and I found them in the clearance section at Home Goods. So this one just holds trims, like pom-pom trims, fringe trims, ribbon trims, and the other one holds more ribbon. And so if we pull that one out, this one holds ribbons, and I have them on these clothespins here. And so that's what I have there. And then I have this tray. You might have seen this one in some of my videos, and it is just a little kind of lunch tray, and I just have little bits and bobs in here that I reach for while I'm doing a project. So this little overflowed tin, it like literally does not close, but it looks like this. It's a Cath Kidston tin. It came with like lip balm and lotion in it, and I have all of my pretty little paper clips. A lot of these are from the Planner Society, and so I have those in here, and like I said, they're kind of overflowing, and so I just kind of keep that over here in that little corner there, and so that's what's in this sort of little hutch unit. If we move over down my long table here, we have this little desk organizer, and it's a wood organizer. I got this at Home Goods again. I got it in white. It did come in white, but you know, white things, when it's like wood, it gets, if it's sitting around a lot in the store, it gets all dusty and dirty. So what I did, I had to give it a fresh coat of paint, and this is how it looks. And it's 3 tiers, and I'm not going to go through what's in here. Most of it is doilies and baggies and spare papers, and I have a whole bit of embroidery thread there. But I normally keep glaceine bags, party bags, like treat bags, and doilies for when I work on my paper crafting projects. But I do have some projects in here that I'm working on. So for instance, this baggie here is full of scraps that I'm currently using for a project. I just kind of put my pencil case in here for now, and back here I have an embroidery that I am doing. So that's usually for, it permanently houses my collection of doilies, because I always reach for doilies in my paper projects, and it holds like these little pockets and stuff, these little baggies and library card pockets and stuff like that. But I would also, in like the back tier, put in my current projects that I am currently working on. So that is where that sits. And then at the end of my desk, I have my sewing machine. So I have my sewing machine, and it's there, and I keep the cover on it, and it's always plugged in. And this little pocket here is handy because I can just put in the pedal here, and so when I want to use it, I just take the pedal out, take this off, and just slide it forward and turn it on because it's always plugged in. A new addition to my lovely craft family is this silhouette portrait. Currently it's sitting right here in front of my sewing machine because I don't exactly know where I should put it. I do need to get a cover for it because my window, if you hear a little bit of ambient city noise, my window is literally to my right of me, and a lot of the times when it's open, you know, I live in the city, so it's very dusty, and so I definitely need to get me a cover for that. But for right now, that is where my portrait is sitting. And so that is an overview of what's on my desk. And so now I'm going to bring you down to the bottom to like the floor area and show you what's in the Kallax unit that's basically supporting my desk. And so here is the bottom of my desk. And this is a Kallax unit. It is the The one that's the 2 cubes by 4 cubes. So you have the 2 here and then the 4 across. And that is basically supporting the weight of my desk. I do have 2 of these adjustable legs on either end of my desk just to support the little top edge, but it's mostly the Kallax unit. And I built it this way because I wanted storage, and my room is really small, so having the storage under my desk really like kind of utilizes the space. And so I'm going to go through what's in each little cube here. So we're going to start with this first cube, and in here I have, what do I have here? I have these cubes are really deep, so I have like a bunch of stuff in some of them, but I have this wooden kind of crate thing here, and I got this at Michael's. It was in like the flower section in spring, and this used to sit on my desk when I had like a tiny, like my desk is really tiny. It was like 30 inches by 30 inches. And it's just Post-it notes. Literally, it's just a bunch of sticky notes. I have a lot from Planner Society, some from the Target Dollar Spot. But it's just sticky notes and little notepads. So I have the Planner Society notepads here. But that's what I have in here. I have page flags down here. So that is what's here. This envelope holds some photographs that I printed and haven't used yet, so I can dig through those if I need a photo for a project. But yeah, that's what's in this. Over here I have my mat for my silhouette. I just kind of tucked it in there. This bin here, I probably won't pull everything out, but this bin holds it holds little pencil cases, like all of the pencil cases you get from the Planner Society kits, but it also holds punches and punch boards. So I have a punch board there, and I have so many of these punches in here, and my silhouette plugs and stuff are in here as well. So it's just like tools and pouches and stuff like that. This box here, it opens up and it has like a little tray in it that I put in separately. I got this from Michael's during one of their spring ranges, and it's my sewing box. So I have anything that I need for my sewing machine. I have needles, I have thread, I have fabric in here. So I don't have that much fabric, so most of my fabric is in this box. So anything that has to do with fabric and sewing and everything is in this box. So it's my sewing box. So that is what's in this first tier here. Now in my second tier, which is this one down below, I have these 2 boxes and an album. So let me see, this album, this is a filled up album. So this is like project life and layouts from, I don't even know, I think it's like 2014 to like 2015 is in here. And so that one's really full. And then I have these 2 boxes. So this one on top literally is all of my die cut ephemera. So I have these little baggies. I'll try to link where I got them down below, but I think they're 6mm or 8mm bags, and so they're really thick. They're Ziplocs, but they're thicker than the Ziploc. And they're about 3x3. I think this is about 3x3. 4x4. I think they're 4x4. And I have all of my die cuts by designer and collection. So of course these are my Lace and Whimsy die cuts, and then this one's sort of like a mixture. This from Hobby Lobby. You know, I have tags here, Prima, Paige Evans. This is from her Fancy Free collection. So I have like an assortment of them, and some of them I kept in the package, like these frames from Dear Lizzie. So this is all Dear Lizzie back here, and then it goes into, I think all of this is crepe paper back here. So I have like Wonder, I have Open Book, I have Craft Market. This is the frames from that new travel one, Snow and Cocoa. Little You, that's from Kiss Kiss. This is from Notes and Things. Oh Darling, you know, I just have tons. Chasing Dreams. All of my crepe paper is back here, and then I have some empty ones, but that's how it is. I have all of my Felicity Jane ones in their little bags there, and so those are all die cut ephemera pieces. And this is basically one of those photo boxes from Michaels. I just covered it with this Kaiser Craft paper just so it matches my aesthetic. This bin here I also got at Michaels. The photo box I also got at Michaels. I got it for like $1 like a long time ago. But this bin, it says bloom where you're planted on the top, and I probably won't look through it all, like all of it, but it's basically all of my art journaling stuff. So anytime I want to make an art journal or a junk journal, this is where I go to get stuff from. So I have a lot of these bags that, you know, scrapbooking products come in. And so this is all Daphne's diary. This is all pieces and little stickers, sheets, and cutouts and stuff from Daphne's diary. I have that here. I have some handmade papers in here. So I have some looked up paper, and I have some marbled paper that I got in Italy. So that's in there. I have this bag full of magazine cutouts. So if I go through a magazine or a catalog and I find things that I like, I kind of rip them up, like rip it out and cut it up and put it in here. So if I'm wanting to do a page or whatever, I can go into this instead of looking through magazines. And then I have a lot of old book pages. So I have like legit like whole things of books because I use their covers to make journals. So this is tons and tons of old book pages. This is some fabric that I did like transfers on and stuff, so I can use that. And then below that I have a lot of ephemera. So these are all just music books, and then I have more of these baggies filled with different vintage ephemera. And there's more back here, more book pages. These are those really big sheets of paper that you can get at Paper Source. So I have 2 floral ones here, and then I have an assortment of Free People catalogs because they're free, and I love using the images, the model images in them. So that is what I have here. This is all basically making junk journals and my art journals, and everything is just so nice and compact in this box here. And so anytime I want to do a new journal, I get my materials from here, as well as, you know, my scrapbooking papers, but that is all journaling. So that is my art junk journal box, and that sits in here. And of course the die cut ephemera pieces, they sit on top. I gotta do some little wiggling just to get it in because I can't fit the cap on, so it sits like that. And now we can go to the next 2 tiers. So these are the next 2 cubes, and this top cube here, it has a basket, but the only 2 Felicity Jane planner binders that I have, and a stack of paper. So I guess we can just go through, I can tell you what's in what. So I have my 2 Felicity Jane planner binders there, and then I have, let me move this stack of paper. I have this basket here, and this basket holds alpha stickers and thickers. So literally I have this cardboard piece here just to hold it from falling back, but this is my entire collection of thickers, like alpha thickers, because like I said, the thickers that come, like the chipboard thickers that come in these sort of packages, I cut them up and I put them in that little bowl that I have on that tiered on my desk. And I do the same thing with the puffy stickers. So all this these are all alphas. These are all the alphas that I own, and they all sit in this basket. I have an assortment. I keep my color scheme for my supplies the same. So I have a lot of mint, white, pink, some touches of yellow, gold, and that's basically it, and black. And I think black. So pink, white, black, Like those are the colors that I go for, and so literally all of my thickers are in that scheme. It's mint, pink, white, maybe like a light blue, maybe a pop of yellow, and gold and black and white. So that sits here in this beautiful mint basket. I don't know where I got this basket. I know I have another basket in my cart. I think this one is from Target, from the Target dollar spot, because I do have another basket in my Rascog cart, which will be a completely separate video. But that one I got from Tiger, so Flying Tiger in the United States or Tiger in Europe. So that's what that is. And then in front of that, I have these stack of papers. And so this is like an assortment of things. I have my 6x6 papers. And so what I do with my 6x6 papers is that I take them out of the little, you know, I take them out of the packaging, that glue paper pad thing, and I keep them here. So this is my stack. I have a lot of old crepe paper Maggie Holmes, tons of it. And then it goes into Cocoa Vanilla and Felicity Jane, and then some, I think this is Dough Craft. So yeah, those are my 6x6 papers. And then these are paper pads or papers that are kind of cut down to 6x8. And so I have a mixed media pad because I like doing mixed media things. So I have a Strathmore, and this is a 6x8, and so I keep it intact like that. I have some papers that are scraps or that were cut down that are cut down to a 6x8. So I have those there, and they're loose. And then I have some 6x8 pads. So I have this one from the Willow Lane collection, this one from Carousel collection, and I have this really old one from the Heidi Swap Memory Planner collection. And I really love this size, the 6x8 size, because it's really good for your planners and mini albums, but then you can also cut it down to 6x6. And so down here, I just have dividers. So I have a few Felicity Jane ones, and then I have these that are from the old Studio Calico handbooks. And I kind of kept them because I think I can cut them down and use them for something. So that is what I have sitting here in front of my little thickers basket. If I take you down now to the bottom here, and this one I have mostly, it's all of my A5 planners. So this this album here is another one of those albums. I have two, like the two of them. This is actually an old Maggie Holmes 12x12 album, and this one has my current like Project Life layouts. So I don't really do Project Life chronologically anymore, and I don't do scrapbooking layouts chronologically either. So it's basically whenever I feel the urge to make a layout, it'll go in here, and it's just the album. I got the idea from Seuss Fish because she doesn't do anything chronologically, and it's wonderful. It's stress-free scrapbooking, documenting, and I love it. So that's what that is. So it's my current one, so it's not filled up yet. And then I have my collection of A5 planners. These two are Marion Smith's. These are Carpe Diem, and that's a KKK. And in the back, which you can't see, I have one of the Carpe Diem, or I have two of the Carpe Diem boxes that these came in, and those, they're probably empty. And if they're not empty, they're holding empty mini albums. So mini albums that I bought that I haven't used yet. And there is also a Studio Calico handbook back there as well that's also empty, so I haven't used it yet. But that's here. It's very simple. I'm not going to go into detail into my planners. If you want to see an entire planner collection video, let me know in the comments down below. I will do that video for you if you want to see. So the next two cubes, so we got 4 cubes down, and now we have 4 more to go. So the next 2 cubes This top one is all of my pattern paper. So one of the really big things that I wanted when I was reorganizing my craft space and sort of thinking about this desk and how I wanted it to be, I wanted a cube to be the place where I store all of my scrapbooking papers and cardstock and stuff like that, because I had all of these in iris containers, those 12 by 12 iris containers, and they were stacked in my closet, and it was such a pain just to pull down the container that I needed the papers of. It just kept going back and forth. This solved everything, and I love it because all of my papers are here, and it's just easily within reach. My desk is above. I can be sitting at my desk, and then if I need something, I can just pull it from down here. So what this is I have 8 of these paper trays, and these are the We Are Memory Keepers stack and nest, or nest and stack trays. I don't quite remember the name, but I will definitely leave a link down below. I got these from scrapbook.com, and each box of these trays come with 4 trays, and on scrapbook.com they're $19.99 a box, so of 4 trays. So I bought 2 because 8 trays fits perfectly in the Ikea Kallax unit. And so they don't pull out, like the trays don't pull out, they're nestled in there, but you can easily pull out the papers that you need and just kind of pull them back in, and it holds 12 by 12 papers, like up to 12 by 12 papers. So I have my papers organized in this little tray unit. This top one is all crepe paper, Maggie Holmes paper. So I have a lot. I love crepe paper. It's my favorite collection. I have a lot of older papers. So on the top I have like the scraps. So I keep all little scraps up on the top, and then the first paper that you'll see will be from her the newer collections. So I think right now I have Willow Lane up there, and then it goes down. So I think on the bottom, well, most of it is all Maggie on the top, and then on the bottom is crepe paper brand, not Maggie Holmes, but it goes from newest to oldest. So the oldest crepe paper collection paper that I have, I believe, is Notes and Things, and so that's how I organize it. This is all Felicity Jane, so again I have my scraps up here, and then the full papers, and I keep the cardstock, the colored cardstock that comes with the Felicity Jane paper packs. They're also in there, so everything in that tier is Felicity Jane. This one down here is American Crafts. So I don't have a lot of American Crafts. Most of my American Craft papers are Dear Lizzie, but I do have some, I believe I have a little bit of, oh my goodness, Heidi, just like a few pieces from Heidi Swap, and then I have a lot of Pink Paisley, and so I kind of kept the Dear Lizzie and Pink Paisley papers in there and just call it American Crafts, because both Pink Paisley is under the American Crafts umbrella, and I don't have a lot of it. Like I said, most of it is, I think all the Pink Paisley I have is Paige Evans, and then the top, most of it is Dear Lizzie, so I just call that American Crafts. This big O tier here is all Prima. It's all Prima marketing. So besides crepe paper, I really love Prima marketing. Again, I have scraps up here, and then what I did was I usually buy single 12 by 12 sheets, but I also have bought a few of the A4 sized paper pads. So what I did was, again, I took them off of the glue thing, so they're individual sheets, kind of like how I did my 6x6 papers, and I put them up here. So they're individual sheets of paper now, they're not in a paper pad. And that just makes it easy for me to look for my paper. So this tier down here, this is all Planner Society paper. So again, my scraps, and then all of the Planner Society papers are down here. And Planner Society paper isn't 12 by 12, it's 8.5 by 11, so I kind of have them pushed forward a bit and not all the way in to the tray. But yeah, that's all Planner Society. And then underneath, I just have a few wallpaper samples because I didn't know where else to put them, and so I'm just like, I'll just put them under the Planner Society, and I know that they're there, but it's mostly Planner Society paper. And so this one here is miscellaneous. It's like other companies' papers. So I think I have scraps. I have all my scraps here. And I have papers that were exclusive design for Hip Kit. I have Fairy Tale Club papers. I have Simple Stories. I have, I wonder if I have my Julie Netting papers in there, and Cocoa Vanilla. I have Scrapbook Customs. I just have random other papers, only because I don't buy a lot of those brands. Literally the only brands that I buy paper from, for the most part, is Crate Paper, Prima, Felicity Jane, and American Crafts. And American Crafts is literally exclusively Dear Lizzie, with the exception of a few Paige Evans papers from Pink Paisley. Yeah, and then the Planner Society kit papers. And so anything else, I buy very little of it, because I just stick to, right now I've been crafting for a while, and now I just kind of stick to what I like, and not like, I stick to the brands that I know that I would use, I guess you can say. And I try not to hoard. I mean, I try, but of course I have a lot of Crate Paper because it's so beautiful, and I normally buy like 2 sheets of each, so. But that's what's here. I do, for the meantime, have a We Are Memory Keepers paper pad that is still intact. I recently went to Tuesday Morning and got the Wildflower paper pack for like the 12x12 pad for $5, and it's a really old pad, and I've been wanting it for a while, and so that's what this big thing here. Eventually I will hopefully rip it out of the little, you know, that gummy thing, because I don't like it, so that's individual sheets, and that will be transferring to the American Crafts tier because it is American Crafts. But that's what's here. This one, the second to last tray, is all specialty paper. So I have vellum. I have most of the Planner Society vellums up here, and then it transitions into the Planner Society acetates, or just any acetates that I have. And then I have more vellum, and more vellum. These are 12x12 vellums and the 12x12 acetates. So this is all specialty paper. I also have some glitter paper in there too, but it's all specialty paper. And I kind of kept them here, so like I don't have all the Planner Society specialty with the Planner Society papers, only because I wanted to keep all of my specialty paper in one tier together. So that is that. And then on the bottom is cardstock. It's literally just my American Crafts cardstock. I have a lot of white, I have some mint and pink, and then I have some cream cardstock that I got from Michaels, and then of course just the random little pieces of cardstock. So the bottom is just all cardstock. And that is all the paper. I did a huge destash before I kind of organized this unit, and when I say huge destash, I mean I put them in destash boxes and put them in my closet. I haven't actually given anything away or anything like that, but I did trim down my paper significantly, and this is what I have. And so underneath that cube, I have another cube full of albums. And so these are all mini albums, and they're all completed for the most part. Actually, they're all completed. They're all filled. This is a Project Life 2015, my memory planner that I kept for 2016, December Daily 2016, Disney album 2017, Scrap Therapy for this year. That white album back there is Disney 2016, and then I have a Smash book back there that has my Euro Trip 2012, and then I have another album there that is filled with snail mail stuff. I don't know how to dispose of snail mail letters, so I kind of put them in a binder, and I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with that yet. And then I have another little binder. It was supposed to be an October daily that I never finished, and then I have a box back there that my Filofax came in, and I kept it because I might sell off one of my KKK planners, and I will put it in that box to ship it out. So that's what's in that one. It's mostly just albums, mini albums that are completed. And now I'm going to show you the last 2 cubes. So this is the second to last cube, and in this one, It's not really completed yet. A lot of the stuff that's in here is not going to be in here in the future. But for right now, I have one of the acrylic cases that I got from Michael's that holds all my washi. I have two of these, and unfortunately, they're supposed to they stack on top of each other, but two of them do not fit into one of these cubes, and so I've had to put one on the top and then put one on the bottom because they don't, like when I stack them, they don't fit in the cube, which is unfortunate. And I even took off the little rubber things on the bottom and they still don't fit. So this is just the first one, and this one, it has, I think it has most of my floral washi. Yeah, so I think most of it is floral, and I kind of have them by color. And then the bottom is blacks and whites, floral, and some sort of like vintagey looking ones. Over here I have my paper trimmer, and I have my self-healing cutting mat. Back there I have two embroidery hoop cork boards that I made that sort of fell off my wall, but I pulled them down anyway because I have to paint I'm gonna paint my wall in the future, so they're not gonna stay there. Once I painted my wall, I'm going to put them back up, so that whole area there is going to be empty. That box back there is actually all the leather that I have, so I buy leather and to make TNs, to make traveler's notebooks for myself, and so I recently made a purchase of some leather, and I just have what I haven't used yet to make a TN in that box, so that probably won't be there either once I've used up all that leather, but that's what this cube is. It's a work in progress. It's not going to stay this way. Literally all that's going to stay is my acrylic unit with the washi tapes and my cutting boards and paper trimmer. Everything else is just a temporary home for it. So if we go to the bottom, I can show you the last tier here. The last tier is mostly mixed media and art supplies. So again, I have another one of my acrylic trays down here with my washi tape. So this is everything else. So these I have them by color. So it goes from yellow to pink, and then this one is purple to mint greens and blues. The last one holds blades for my paper trimmer, a rotary cutter, and then it holds these little cards. So I have a lot of washi sample cards here, and then I have some empty cards that I use for washi samples. So what I really love to use are these, I don't know if you can see the light, I love to keep clothing tags, especially the Free People ones, because it has this beautiful floral pattern on it. And this one is a new one that I got, but what I normally do is I cover the backs of them with a Project Life card or pattern paper, and then I laminate them and I use them as washi sample cards. So I think I have one. This one here is a Free People washi card. So I do that. I have a pink rose packaging tab. This one's sort of like a laminated already, so all I do is just put washi over it. And these are from clothing, so I buy most of my clothes from Marshalls or TJ Maxx, and so I kind of keep the tags, and then of course I have some packaging here from the Planner Society that I can use for washi samples. So that's what I got here, cards and washi samples. On top of that, I have another acrylic kind of tray here, and this is like all my paints. So I don't have a lot of acrylic paint. Literally everything that's in this tray is what I have. So I'm gonna pull this out so we can see it. So it's just an acrylic tray, and I have all my paints here. Literally all my paints, and I don't know why I do this, but I keep them upside down so that all the paint goes to the top and I can sort of see the colors, because if I keep them like this, you can't really see the colors. So I keep them upside down, so that's why they look really weird like this. And I do take off all the labels because I like to see the color. So I don't know what colors these are. I know the ones that are in these tubes, the ones that are in these tubes are the Craft Smart ones that you can get at Michael's. These are, again, the Martha Stewart ones. I think this is ballerina slipper, I don't know. I know this one for a fact. I wrote an M on it, and that means that it's matte. It's a matte acrylic, and this is one of Jane Davenport's paints because it's matte. I do actually have Jane Davenport paints, and I think they're in, I have another one of those polka dot mint fabric baskets back there, and that does have the tubes of paint, and I think the only tubes of paint that I have are Jane Davenport. But this one was a black, I believe this was a black paint in here, but I transferred all of my black paint into this little bottle here. And so I cleaned this one out and transferred one of those Jane Davenport tubes in here because I kind of like these bottles instead of the tubes. And so I just kind of put matte because her paints are matte, whereas the ones that I get from Martha Stewart and Craft Smart, dry satin. So these are all my paints. This is some purple. I'm not a brown person, but I was doing a different project that had brown. So once I use up this brown for something else, I will empty the bottle, clean it out, and put a Jane Davenport color in there. So I have those. Then I have these little bottles from Target. Again, for the most part, some of them still have the thing on it, but I will go ahead eventually and take those guys off. These don't have them because I like seeing the color. I just love seeing the color instead of the label. But what I like about the Target ones is that they have the color on the top like that. It's wonderful. I love it. So that's what I have there. I have two Heidi Shines. So I used to buy these all the time, and for the most part, they're all like emptied out. But I had some funky colors, and literally I don't use any of those colors anymore. So the only one that I use is this one. This is the teal color, so I kept it. And then of course the gold one. The gold one, you can put gold on anything. I love this one. This one doesn't actually squirt, so I don't squirt it because the thing doesn't work. I just use it, I unscrew it, and then kind of do paint splatters, but gold. So those are the only two Heidi Shines that I have left after I destashed. And then I have a bunch of inks here. So I have two Tim Holtz inks that I haven't used yet, but I'm gonna use it for a different project that I just haven't gotten to yet. So I have them here. And then I have a lot of these Liquitex, well, not a lot, I have just 5 Liquitex inks. I love these for art journaling. My favorite colors by far are the white, the titanium white, the carbon black, and the gold, the iridescent gold. Those are my most used colors out of all of them. I do have this fuchsia one, this, I don't even know how to pronounce all these things, Quinasidrone magenta. It's a little too dark for me. And then I have the, I can't even pronounce that. The green one, but the blue shade green. Again, it's a little too dark for me, so I barely use those. But literally, they're like $5 each when you get them at Michael's. You can use a coupon, so I probably got them a little less. So I want to get rid of them, but I probably would love to give it to somebody who actually uses these colors, because I don't reach for these because they're a little too dark for how I like to art journal. I really just like the black and white and the gold. They're my go-to. I have some canvas here. Actually, this is linen, and I use it just to like daub paint and stuff. And then over here I have old credit cards. So let me not show you the old credit cards, but they're a mixture of old credit cards and gift cards. This was actually a Walt Disney World pass. You know, when you buy your ticket. If you buy your ticket there, it'll come in this little card, that you can always just transfer this number to a magic band if you have one. So I have a magic band, so I went with a friend and her mom was military, so she bought us special passes with the military discount, and they came like this. So what we did was we just kind of, you enter the number in your My Disney Experience app to hook it up to your magic band. And so I didn't need this anymore, and so now I use it as a paint scraper, and that's what all the old credit cards and gift cards are here that I use. I use them to scrape paint. And so this is all just like paint mixed media things. And so I'm probably going to take you off the camera a little bit, or you can see here, that bin. So I have two of them. If you saw, the other one was in the first cube, and it held like punches and tools and stuff like that. This one I have mixed media stuff in. So I have gesso, I have my, I have a tub of titanium white paint, I have a tub of acrylic gel medium, I have my tube paint, so most, like all of my Jane Davenports are in there. I have a watercolor palette from Michaels, you can see it there. I have just a plastic watercolor palette that's empty that, you know, I can pull watercolors in from the tubes. And I have a box in there that also has more tubed watercolor in it. So that's just an assortment of mixed media stuff, and I'm not going to pull that out. I am, though, going to pull out this, because what that little fabric basket is sitting on top of is this wooden, it's kind of like a wooden, not a cigar box, but like a wooden tray, and in that is my markers. So I have my my Sharpie pen markers. I have a lot of, I think they're like generic, I was gifted them. They look like Stabilo pens in like different colors, but I think it's like a generic brand. So they're all in there. That's what's in that little tray there. And then on the side here, I have paper pads. So these are my favorite paper pads. They are drawing paper. I believe they're all drawing paper. Even this one, I don't know, but I know these guys are drawing paper, and they're the Strathmore 400 series drawing paper, and I like to use them in my art journals. I like to use them when I make art journals or junk journals, because it's just a blank paper. I use them for like, you can prep them with gesso and paint on them, but most of my art journals, I don't really use that much mixed media, so I like using these drawing paper because, one, it's thick and high quality drawing paper, and two, it's cream. And I think the 400 series drawing paper from Strathmore is the only drawing paper that comes in cream color. Like, it comes in this beautiful light cream color. All the other ones come in this white, and I prefer the cream. So whenever Michaels has like a sale, like buy one get one free or buy one get one 50% off, I tend to stack up, because I just love this particular paper for making my journals. So that's what I have there. And that is this tier here. So this tier is just mostly, for the most part, mixed media art supplies in there. And that's really all the art supplies that I have. I have more. I have a bin in my closet that is old. I don't even think there's supplies in there. I think for the most part it's old sketchbooks and stuff from when I was in art school. I might have like woodcutter tools in there, and maybe oil pastels, but that's basically it in terms of art supplies. Everything is just like old sketchbooks and old drawing pads and stuff like that. So that is my overview of my Kallax cubes that are under my desk. Again, if you want to see anything more in depth, like the planners, like my planners or my albums or whatever, if I don't already have album flip throughs, I don't think I have like a planner collection sort of overview. So if you want to see that, just let me know. But yeah, anything that you want to see in depth or know more about, just leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. But that is my cube shelving under my desk. So that is my desk. I really hope you enjoyed this little desk tour that I have here. Again, if there's anything that you want to see more in depth, just leave a comment down below and I will get back to you and maybe do another video. If you want to know where I got anything, most of what I have on my desk in terms of furniture wise, like the tabletop and the legs and the Kallax unit, and then of course this tiered sort of hutch thing, is all from Ikea, and I will try my best to leave all the links down below to where they are in Ikea and like their names and stuff. And everything else, all the little knickknacks, are either from HomeGoods, Target. Again, those little white cups are from Ikea as well. I will also leave a link to the spice rack, which is the one up there that's holding all of my little sequins and stuff like that. That's from World Market, so I'll try to leave a link down below to that as well if you're looking for something like that. But yeah, so that is just my little desk area. Hopefully I will be able to film a full crafty space video to show you my entire craft little corner here. But for right now, I hope you like this desk tour. Thank you for watching like always. If you love this desk tour, please give it a thumbs up. Again, comment if you have any questions, and thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.